When I think of cream cheese, I immediately think of a nice warm toasted bagel. And as much as I love bagels and cream cheese, I love dessert even more. So I decided to try and creatively turn this well-loved combination into something that really satisfies my sweet tooth. So why don't you join me in the kitchen and I'll show you what I came up with.
For this recipe, you're going to need Philadelphia cream cheese, whole milk, sugar, whipping cream, maple syrup, vanilla extract, eggs, blueberry bagels, salt, walnuts, blueberries, and orange zest. And no, Paula, I didn't forget the butter.
A bagel and cream cheese can be so nice and comforting. So in turning this into dessert, I really wanted to keep that sense of warmth and comfort. And to me, nothing is more comforting than a bread pudding or spoon bread. So we're going to be making bagel and cream cheese spoon bread. And since it's summer, I'm going to use blueberry bagels with orange zest just to brighten it up just a little bit. Now, there is going to be a little bit of assembly involved because I want this to feel like biting into a toasted bagel with that warm cream cheese inside. So the first thing we're going to do is jazz up our cream cheese a little bit. So in this bowl, I have 1 8-ounce package of softened Philadelphia cream cheese and a half of a cup of sugar. And to this, I'm going to add just a half of a teaspoon of vanilla extract and a half a teaspoon of lemon juice. Give it a little bit of zing. And just 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt so that flavor of the cream cheese really pops out. Alright, I'm going to mix this up a little bit and we'll move to the next step. Okay, that's really nice and creamy. And now, in order to get this into our spoon bread, I'm going to be using one of these little piping bags. Now if you don't have one of these, it's totally fine. You just get a plastic baggie, snip off the end, and then fill it up and use it just like one of these piping bags. Okay, so I'm going to fill this up and then we get to start on the fun part, assembling our spoon bread.
Start with a nice deep casserole dish that's been well buttered. I have 5 whole bagels that have been coarsely chopped, and I'm going to line the bottom of this dish with half of them. Next, I'm going to add some walnuts, and I have here about a cup, and I'm going to add about half of them. I also have 2 cups of blueberries, and I'm going to add half of them as well. Now comes the cream cheese, and notice I didn't put a tip on this piping bag. So I'm just going to put dollops of the cream cheese all over the top of this mixture so that when you bite into this, you get a nice big clump of cream cheese. Okay, now you're going to do this all over again, starting with the bagels and adding your walnuts and your blueberries, and it should look just like this.
Alright, our spoon bread is now fully assembled and it looks beautiful. But now we have to add the custard to the bread pudding so it'll be nice and soft and sweet. So what I have here in this bowl is 4 eggs, large eggs, already beaten up. And I'm just going to use a whisk. It saves time, I don't have to wash the beaters and rehook up the mixer. So I have 4 large eggs in this bowl, and to that I'm going to add 2.5 cups of whole milk. You want all that fat in there for sure. Now I'm going to just mix that up good. And I'm also going to add Paula Dean's favorite ingredient, butter. See, I told you I didn't forget. Alright, and then the next thing I'm going to add is 1.25 cup of sugar. Alright, my bowl is getting really, really full. And this was 1/4 cup of butter, just in case I forgot. I know I should have added about 2 cups more, right? But no, just 1/4 cup of butter. Okay, and I also want to add a little bit of salt to this. So I'm just using about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then we also want to give it a nice aroma. So I'm going to add to this about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I really like to use pure vanilla extract. If you can get good vanilla, it's better. You can use fake, but you know, the real stuff always is going to give things a much better flavor. Okay, now the last thing we're going to add to this mixture, which is going to just make it taste so good, is orange zest. So what you're going to do, and I've already started zesting this, is you're going to add about a teaspoon of orange zest. And in case you're wondering, that's going to be about almost a whole small orange. So I just have a little bit more to go to get a teaspoon. And this is a microplaner, by the way, and it's really, really great if you don't have one. It makes zesting things and grating things about 100 times easier. I know you probably see people on cooking shows saying that all the time, but it's true. So I finished adding my orange zest. Oh my gosh, it smells so good, so fresh and lovely. Alright, so this is just about mixed in, and it smells great. And now for the final part of our spoon bread, I am going to pour this mixture all over the top of this. Just like so. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to put this in our oven that's set at 375 degrees. And I'm going to let this cook for about 30 to 40 minutes, until a knife comes out clean. And then we'll be ready to serve it. And just one more thing I want to add. If you want, you can put this in a bain-marie, or you can put this in another pan that has hot water in it. Sometimes it helps custards cook a little bit better, and you can turn up the heat a bit more. So, in this baby goes, and I'll see you in about 30 or 40 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 40 minutes, and I'm going to check on our spoon bread and see how it's doing. Oh boy, it looks great. And just in time for family movie night. Oh. So I'm going to get this out and serve her up. Oh. This looks so good. Oh, and it smells even better. All right, everyone's gathered around and waiting for the movie to start, so I'm going to plate this up. Now, what I love about this dessert is that it stays nice and crusty on the top. Oh, and really creamy in the center. Just like a bagel and cream cheese. Oh, it's beautiful. Now to this, I'm going to add a dollop of whipped cream, maybe 2 dollops. And I'm also going to put a little maple syrup on the top, just to give it a little bit more warmth. And I also have a nice little wedge of orange on the side to make it look pretty. All right, now it's time to taste it. Let's see. Well, I have to say, it is pretty darn good. Alright, I'm going to go get started watching the movie and try my best not to finish that whole bowl.
This bagel and cream cheese spoon bread recipe easily serves 6 to 8 people, and it can be made in 1 hour. Serve this to your family and friends, and they will love you for it. Happy eating!